would just tell y'all a little bit about the garden and the purpose of it and the history a little bit, and then I thought we would tour the garden, and then if y'all want to, you can do a little bit of harvesting if you'd like to. So, well, the name of this garden is the Garden of Promise, and it is a community garden. Do y'all know what a community garden? What do you think a community garden is? So it is about everybody pitching in, and then we share with everybody too. And there are lots of different kinds of community gardens. This particular one is, of course, sponsored by Main Street United Methodist, and it's called a communal garden or a large plot garden. Now, some gardens that you might go to in Winston-Salem or Greensboro, they might have raised bed boxes in them, and individual families would be gardening those boxes. So that's still a community garden. There are lots of different kinds. It's not just one kind, but this is the kind we have. And that first year we harvested 2,000 pounds of produce and gave away 2/3 of it. So that was a lot of produce. We were really excited. We've gotten better at what we're doing. We were working really hard on getting our soil healthy, because if you want healthy plants, you got to have healthy soil. We call it soil, we don't call it dirt. So there's a lot of, when you think about it, the minerals that are in your body that make your muscles and your skin and your organs, they're made out of the same minerals that are found in the earth. And so where do we get those minerals from? How do they get from the earth into our bodies? They just magically jump there? Where do we get it from? Food, that's right, the food. So the food you eat, you want it to be nutritious and full of good minerals. And that's why we pay so close attention to our soil, and we want really good healthy soil, because we want really good healthy plants. We are an organic garden. That means we don't use pesticides that would be harmful to people. We use some organic pesticides that are harmful to insects, but they're not going to hurt people. And that's a very conscious decision and intention on our part, is to keep this organic. And this corn, this is popcorn growing. And you can grow popcorn, yeah, and we can make popcorn. So he brought the popcorn and the children planted it. This is also the children's garden. This corner is totally planted, maintained, a little bit of help with adults, but the children decided what they wanted to plant, and we just helped them do it. So it was they're deciding what goes in the children's garden. So it's a good place for people to come learn. But this is popcorn that Mr. Leon Martin brought, and we're going to leave it in the garden until it gets dry. That's what we've been told you do with popcorn, and then you'll harvest. So this is where the corn is growing, is in there, and this is actually part of these are the part of the flowers of corn. Corn is a grass, but these are part of the flowering structure. There's a fresh one. This one's dried up. So you can feel in here and feel that there's some corn kernels in there. So what we'll do is we'll harvest it, and we'll strip that corn off of it and make popcorn. That's right. So this is the children's garden. Let's walk in and I'll show you more. So all of this is the children's garden. And let me show you what we've got. We've got some green beans here, and they've kind of gotten eaten up by some insects. You see all the holes in the leaves. So we used some soap. You use soap to combat the insects. That's an organic practice. Those are green beans, and you see lots of little things flying around here. They're pollinating, and pollinating of flowers is really important, or we won't get food. Here's some flowers that were planted here, and these are flowers.
Oh, that's not.
Why do you think we would want flowers in a vegetable garden? attract the pollinators. That's exactly right. So now this section of the garden is what we call our volunteer garden. And that means that everything that's right in this section just came up on its own. We didn't plant it. It just came up. Now, you see those kind of funky looking boxes over there? Those are our compost piles, and we use those. And anybody ever been to the pumpkin patch in the fall here? Well, when they get rotten pumpkins over there, they bring them and put them in our pumpkin patch, in our compost. So we've got new pumpkins and gourds coming from the pumpkin patch compost. There's a big one right there. Ooh. There's a very interesting, there's another one. They kind of look like basketballs, don't they? And look at the different leaves. These are different kind of pumpkins. See, this leaf has the, you know, serrations, and this one's more smooth. Now this like is, that. Look at that volunteered. Isn't that cool? That's a gourd. So that was from the pumpkin patch. There's another pumpkin getting ready to grow right there. So that's kind of a nice surprise. These haven't set beans yet, but if you'll look, I want you to come up and look closely. You can see the flower, and then that's going to be the bean. So that's the new little green bean. So that flower has to get pollinated to get that green bean. So these will be ready in probably 2 weeks. We'll be planting or picking. This is our squash and zucchini, and check this out. There's a nice yellow squash. Y'all want to take a squash in to taste?
Want to try a squash?
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good. We'll do that. And I'm going to go ahead and pick it now.
Do you know how big zucchini will get? Nobody knows.
Oh,
they never stop.
You see another one?
Well, I see a zucchini, I think.
Okay. Oh, yes.
He's a monster.
Let's pick that.
Okay. Oh my lord. There's 2.
Oh, there are 2 of them.
Look at that.
I want to taste zucchini too.
Let's do that.
We've got a bag over there.
Who wants to hold the giant zucchini and squash? There. Okay, pass one to somebody else. There we go.
Here's another giant zucchini squash.
Look at that one. That's that looks like a caveman's club.
These you're going to notice we'll take some tomatoes for y'all to try.
Oh,
too.
cherry
It'd be
tomatoes.
good to wash them first. But we've got these little cherry tomatoes, and then we have the big tomatoes too. You're going to notice we've got some more flowers planted in here. Let's walk this way. I want to show you what's down here. This is a watermelon plant right here. I don't see any watermelon yet, but we're hopeful that we'll get some watermelon out of this. So this is, watermelon has to grow about 100 days.
Is that a bloom over there on the end? Or
Yes, it is. So
with a bee on it.
Sign.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Really good sign. Of course, these are more
this one
tomatoes.
there's a couple blossoms over
Oh, I see. Is that a watermelon under there? Do you see that,
Where?
Sarah? It's up in the tomatoes.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I think so.
Oh,
there are 2 of them.
Oh, wonderful. I didn't even
2
know we had
melons.
it.
They're hiding in the shade.
It is.
They're hiding in the shade.
There's one here.
One there and
You
one
might
over
wanna
there.
walk over there to see it better. Isn't that cool?
Long.
There's a long, skinny stripe
Yeah.
thing.
That's awesome. We'll have watermelon. Does anybody like butternut squash? You know what that is?
Yum.
Butternut squash is a winter squash. This is a baby one, and it's going to turn sort of a tangerine color, or sort of a pretty. How would you describe that color? Sort of beige.
It's
Amber,
beige,
maybe?
peach,
Yeah.
between brown and yellow.
Yeah. Here's another one. So this is very exciting. We had planted winter squash here, and we didn't think it came up. And I was just touring a little bit before y'all came over and saw that it's finally come up. Now, some other benefits we've had, these are volunteer sunflowers.
Oh, wow.
Out here today. I want you to look over.
Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you.
because I printed off some stuff about vitamins so I would remember and not tell you stuff that was wrong. And this chart has vitamins and their function and sources. What's a source? What's source
Energy.
mean? No, but what does the word source mean? If I say what's a source of something, it means where you get it, right? Where you find it. So I'm looking down this list, and I'm looking at all these different vitamins, and guess what I see on here?
What?
I see vitamin, and over here under sources, under all these categories, I see leafy green vegetables, fruits, leafy green vegetables, especially cabbage family vegetables, especially dark green leafy vegetables, all down, all these categories. So what happens to somebody who won't eat vegetables?
They die.
Well, you know, they might not die, but chances are they're going to be sick, right? They're just not going to be healthy. But they're going to have problems, and a lot of times they will have digestive problems. They're going to maybe have problems with, you know, various disease states and things going on because they just are not getting the nutrients they need. Now, you can get them in a bottle, right? You can take vitamins and things, but are those as good? No, they're not ever as good. Tell us about the importance of the soil in the garden when we were out there.
It's like there's some vitamins in the ground that are the same in our bodies.
Exactly. That's why we eat the food, right? Not just because it tastes good. We need energy, we know that, but also that's how we get the nourishment, the nutrients, the vitamins and minerals that we need. In order to get them in our body, we have to eat them, and they're not just magically appear. You know, fairies don't come and sprinkle them over the plants and put them in there. They come up from the nutrients in the ground. Here's your cracker delivery. Okay. Does anybody know the name of any of the vitamins? What are some vitamins that you
Vitamin B, C, D, E.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all vitamins. They kind of stopped in the middle of it.
Vitamin V.
What do the B vitamins do? There's not just one, there are a bunch of B vitamins. B vitamins we think of as giving energy. And they do a lot of things with the nervous system and that kind of thing, but they work with breaking down, with the system that breaks down energy so that we can use it. Some of the B vitamins. There are some vitamins that are called water-soluble vitamins, and those are vitamins that go into your body, and they are used by your body, and if you don't use all of them, if you don't need them, then they just go away when you go to the bathroom. So you get the idea of water soluble, so they go out in the water. Yeah. There's others that are called fat soluble, which doesn't make sense because fat doesn't really dissolve, does it? Oil doesn't really dissolve, but they're called fat soluble, and that means they stay in the fat in your body. So you don't want to get overdoses of them because you could get too much that would build up in your body because they don't go out in the water. They stay in your body. But it's really hard for us to get too much of those. Those are some that you just don't get way too much of. One of them is vitamin D. You know where we get vitamin D? Our bodies can make vitamin D.
Holy cow!
We can do it all by ourselves, but you know what we have to do it? We get a lot of it here in the sunny south. Sunshine! Our bodies make it right underneath our skin there. We make vitamin D using the sunshine.
So we got vitamin D today.
There are diseases that you get if you don't get enough vitamin D. And we don't have much problem with that here in the south because we get lots of sunshine. But if you live in some place that doesn't get a lot of sunshine, or someplace where it's so cold that you have to keep covered up and you don't get out in the sun, those places they might not get a lot of vitamin D. So we don't have a problem with that so much here. So there are lots of neat things that you can learn when you study nutrition. Lots of really cool things. Okay, any other vitamins that you can think of? Well, there's one that helps your blood clot. You know what it means when your blood clots? But what would happen if you got cut and you never stopped bleeding?
Blood clot.
You bleed to death. if your blood didn't clot. Your blood has to clot to stop. But we need our blood to clot. And vitamin K is one that's important for that to work properly. So that's a vitamin, and it's a fat soluble one, but that's one that we need. And guess where that's found? It's in leafy green vegetables. So we need that. What's a leafy green vegetable again?
Spinach.
Lettuce.
Spinach. Lettuces. What the better?
The more darker the green is.
The more color, yeah. The more color it's got, the healthier